The dog breed Alabai Central Asian Shepherd is a rare animal that has preserved its historical appearance and set of qualities from its ancestors. Giant quadrupeds are popular among Russian breeders. Alabai, great guardian, a faithful companion, and an affectionate friend for children. Let's take a closer look at this interesting breed of dog, the Central Asian Shepherd dog, the result of popular selection. Rare breeds: Tibetan Mastiff and Shepherd dog. Geography: the breeding is vast, stretching from Afghanistan to the southern Urals and from China to the Caspian Sea. In Turkmenistan, purebred Alabais are bred. There they are considered national treasure, the national name of the breed. Turkmen Wolfhound, they are considered the national treasure. Four-legged animals out of the country is considered smuggling and is punished by law. In the 1930s, Soviet breeders were intensively engaged in breeding Alabais. The idea of the authors of the dogs was to guard specially protected government facilities, but because of the specific psychology of the animal, training was suspended. The Middle Asian Shepherd dog is strong and hardy. The dog easily endures sudden changes in temperature, snowstorms, summer heat, not a problem for the Alabai. That's why the dogs have been used in the past as shepherds of cattle. The four-legged breed is one of the biggest dogs in the world, weighing up to 70 kilograms and standing at 80 centimeters at the withers. When it stands on its hind legs, it has the same height as a human despite its size. The dog ranks only 8th in the top 10. Alabai is afraid of spiders, snakes, scorpions. In the area where the pets live do not have these pests, so many owners of a farmland in the south of the country specifically breed Central Asian sheepdogs. The name of the breed comes from the Turkmen word for Alabai, means multicolored, which characterizes color of the dogs. The highest Central Asian history of the breed is recognized by a dog named Bulldozer dog, merely 125 kilograms at a height of 2 m, standing on its hind legs. The dog eats 10 kilograms of porridge and 5 meats. The animal has made it into the Guinness Book of World Records. In captivity, a good, docile dog can become aggressive and 1 year on a chain to become an aggressive and dangerous animal, and the dog will show a negative reaction not only to strangers, but to their owner. Purebreds are extremely rare, and their price is appropriate. Mainly breeders cross Alabai with other breeds. In elite kennels of the central regions of Russia, puppies Central Asian Shepherd dog with a pedigree and offer for 25,000 rub. Option simpler will approach those who gets a dog for protection, but not for show. Such puppies, they cost 10,000 rubles. Those who chose this do not be disappointed. Alabai is a wonderful friend and affectionate and loyal companion in the house where lives a Middle Asian can sleep peacefully. The dog is always on guard. Interesting facts about dogs, friends of man. Not for nothing a dog is called a friend of man. After all, it is a truly loyal creature that will always love his master. In general, let's see the most interesting facts about dogs that you will like. Let's go. What do you think the spiked collar was invented for? The spiked collar was invented for. The spiked collar was invented back in ancient Greece to protect a dog's neck from being bitten by wolves. Today there are over 700 different dog breeds, not including mestizos. One of the dog breed's dogs were named boxers because of their peculiar behavior during a fight. They can stand up on their hind legs and waving their front legs. After the sinking of the famous airliner Titanic, 3 dogs survived the sinking, sailed with their owners in first class. Many people think that the Canary Islands are named after the canary birds, but in fact, the opposite is true. The birds are named after the islands, and the Canaries themselves got their name after dogs from the Latin canis dog. The record for speed among dogs still belongs to the Greyhound, who, in 1994, reached a speed of 67.32 kilometers per hour. What is a characteristic of dogs? They bark, but it turns out that not all dogs do. The Greyhound breed doesn't bark. Instead, it makes some sort of strange noise that's like a mixture of howling and whining. One of the puppies of the first squirrel dogs was a gift from Nikita Khrushchev to American President Kennedy, or more precisely his daughter Caroline, the human pet dog, more than 12,000 years ago, and the first such pets were wolves, which are actually the progenitors of the modern dogs. The smallest dog in the world is the Chihuahua Mexican Terrier. Of the adult dog is on average no more than 2 kilograms, size of about 20 centimeters. The smallest was the size of a can of Coca-Cola. In the CIS countries it has been conventionally accepted to pronounce dog barking as woof goof. but other countries do it differently. For example, in Germany they used to pronounce it as Ava Ava, and in Sweden and in Denmark Woof Woof. And the Japanese, in fact, the Pekingese were used in ancient China not only as an ornamental dog, but also as a means of defense against attackers. The Pekingese was hidden in the hands of the emperor, and in case of danger it would jump out of sleeve and clung to the attacker. Dalmatian puppies are born completely white. Appear over time. When overheated, the dog sticks out its tongue so its temperature is regulated and it cools down. On average, large dogs live 5 years less than the average or small dogs. When they excavated Pompeii, they found the skeleton of a dog lying right on top of the skeleton of a small child. This is how the human friend was trying to protect the young creature. The first Hollywood celebrity dog was a German shepherd named Rin Tin Tin. During World War I, American Private Lee Duncan picked up 2 puppies, Rin Tin Tin himself to his sister. The dog excelled, amenable to training. Later he began acting in movies, and he even signed his own contracts, putting his imprint, paw print. Dogs have a higher body temperature than humans, and the normal considered range between 37.5 and 39. Dogs only sweat through the pads of their feet as opposed to people who sweat through the entire skin. It's thought that a dog's level of intelligence of a dog is similar to that of a 2-3-year-old child. Can be trained and they can remember commands. A dog's shoulder blades are not connected to the overall skeleton, which makes dogs become more mobile and flexible, and when running. If, in ancient Egypt, a man was bitten by a dog, it was thought that to cure him was to eat a fried liver of that dog and tie a tooth of that dog to the bitten area. Its tooth. Dogs, like humans, can have dreams and even nightmares. In 2006, an assistance dog saved its owner by biting a passing man's hand in which he was holding a phone. The thing is, the owner of the dog was having a seizure, and that was her way of trying to insinuate the passerby to call 911. There was a German man in 2007 who was jailed in jail for 5 months for teaching to raise his dog's paw up when he said Heil Hitler, by the way. The dog's name was Adolf. Stubby is the most heroic dog in the history of World War I. He was involved in more than 15 battles, warned the regiment of danger, and even held up a German until help arrived. Help, among other things, this dog is the first and so far the only dog to be honored with the rank sergeant. In 2010 a dog bit off his owner's thumb, and it turned out not to be malicious. As it turned out later, it was infected. And if it hadn't been for the dog, it would have ended up a lot worse. So with her bite, she saved his life. Saved his life.